by a quick show of hands, who here has broken a bone before? Wow, I'm seeing a lot of hands. Well, we can all imagine the pain and frustration of breaking a bone, right? You might need to wear a cast, or you might need to use crutches, but here's the good thing. Our bones are incredible because they're one of the few organs in our body that can repair itself if the fracture is small enough. But what if the fracture is much larger? What if there's so much damaged or missing bone tissue that a cast wouldn't even help? Unfortunately, this is the case for thousands of trauma-related accidents that leave patients with bone defects that are too severe to heal on their own. In these cases, our bones need an implant to help with healing. And right now, the best option is to take bone from another part of the patient's body and implant it into that defect site. But this leads to more surgeries, more pain, and even more recovery time. But here's another idea. What if we could grow bone outside of the human body and use that as an implant instead? This is where my research comes in, because I'm working to grow artificial bone tissue from scratch and use it as an implant. Now, when I say growing artificial bone tissue, we all might be imagining something that looks like this, with a little bone floating in a beaker somewhere. But actually, my artificial bone tissue looks like this. To create it, I use clusters of stem cells, which are special cells that can grow into different types of tissues. These clusters grow outward, and they eventually connect with each other, creating this spherical structure. Now, this may not look like the bone tissue we were originally imagining, but it's packed with potential, because I designed this tissue to mimic how bones first develop in an embryo. When our bones are first growing in an embryo, they're actually soft and flexible. And importantly, they have a high population of specialized cells called osteoblasts that make bones stronger over time. These are all great features to have in an implant because they can jumpstart the healing process. And I designed this tissue to have the same features. In fact, to test if this tissue works, I'm currently implanting them into mouse skull defects. And we can see a significant amount of bone regeneration in these defects that wouldn't heal otherwise. This shows potential for using these tissues to treat human bone defects in the future. And I hope that one day, this work will be transformed into a useful technology that can impact patients' lives for the better by bridging trauma to recovery. Thank you.